Hello everyone, I am Alka1993 and welcome to Pleiades Tournament number 1. This will be the introduction video to my tournaments, to tell you some more about it, and to introduce you to what we'll be seeing in the first tournament. I've mentioned this in 2 duel videos over the past 2 weeks, maybe 3, but I have started a Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournament server. I have one for Pokemon, I now have one for Yu-Gi-Oh! As well. And with Pokemon, I often put in interesting rules and restrictions, which are different every time. For Yu-Gi-Oh, I decided to do it a bit differently. I don't want to have the standard TCG as the tournaments all the time. I suppose I could put in some fancy rules to change the meta, sort of, but then you'd still have everything available. I decided to restrict everyone in a different way. Also, and I'll say this multiple times throughout this video, if you want to join this Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournament server, then please use the link in the description. It is a permanent link, and you will be able to join our tournament server. We're currently near the end of our first tournaments. We're at the end of round 4 out of 5 rounds. And I will be making videos of all of my matches. I've had 4 of my 5 matches already, and I will be uploading them in the coming days. So you can see what duels and matches are like in the tournament. Now what I do is, instead of allowing everything in terms of cards that exist on Dueling Book and just in general in the TCG, I decided to limit the players severely. What I do is I take 1 to 3 main sets, so think something like Abyss Rising or Soul Fusion or Force of the Breaker or anything like that. Then maybe take like a starter or a structure deck, and then 1, maybe 2 subsets. And then the players in the tournaments can only use cards from those sets. Every other card is not allowed. Let me introduce you to the 5 sets or decks that we are using in tournament number 1. Starting us off, we have Invasion of Chaos. It is a pack that was released in North American here in 2004, Asian English 2004, 2007 later. This is one of the earlier packs, I suppose not the very early, but still pretty early. Let me just show you the cards that are in it. So I think you'll immediately notice, and you'll see more of it, Chaos Emperor Dragon and Envoy of the End. This is the original release, but we said if there is an errata, you have to use the errata. So the actual legal Chaos Emperor Dragon is allowed. For some reason, 2 of the Ojamas are in here, not green. I don't know why. But you'll see some Chaos monsters: is Gale Lizard, Dust Kangaroo, Big Koala, Chaos Necromancer, some of the attribute banishers, more Chaos with BLS with Chaos Sorcerer. Hearts of the Underdog, in case you want to use normal monsters, is in here. Normal monsters, here you go. Some fire stuff, Dragon Magician of Chaos. No real theme. Like, it was only later, like into GX and 5Ds, that archetypes really became a thing. There were a lot of archetypes, therefore bigger combination of cards that work together within a set. So that's not really in here, but I think some of the spells and traps in here are good. Like Smashing Ground is in here, Compulsory Evacuation Device is in here. Those can be pretty useful. DNA Translevant, perhaps as a side deck card in Invader of Darkness, same story. Here's just some general cards from here and there, and maybe you could use Chaos as the engine in your deck. Force of the Breaker. This is into GX. It has a decent amount of the Volcanics used by Axel Brody. But it also has Crystal Beasts. It doesn't have Rainbow Dragon yet, because that's released later. But the Crystal Beasts are in it, and the initial Crystal Beast support as well. There's Volcanic Rocket, there's Doomfire, Shell, Scattershot, Blaster, Slicer, Hammer. Quite a lot of Volcanics as well, and as you'll see later, Blaze Accelerator is in this too. The Field Searchers, I believe, were introduced in this. Not all of the field spells that they go with are actually in this, but the Field Searchers are in this, and just generally some monsters with good stats like Warrior of Atlantis with 1900 attack. That's nice. Rise of the Storm Monarch might be a nice card. As I said earlier, a good amount of the Crystal Beast support, the Blaze Accelerators, Field Barrier in case you're playing a field spell. Maybe Radiant Mirror Force, because there's no other Mirror Force available. And if you're playing a Dark deck, maybe Recording Nightmare, maybe Eradicator Epidemic Virus. Not a lot of cards in this set. Then, Return of the Duelist from Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal, or Zale in Japanese. This is where there's a clear archetype that, or multiple archetypes that could be used as the engine in your deck. First few cards aren't. I guess there's Heroic Challenger, but nah, maybe not. Chronomaly. There's a decent amount of Chronomalies in here with Chronomaly support. There's a couple of spell books. High Priestess in here, Spellbook Magician of Prophecy. Some of the spells you want to go with that, they're not really in there yet, but you could use spellbooks as an engine. There are 6 Madolche monsters that you can use. Girgia is only 4 monsters, but they could be used as an engine because they can search for each other, special summon stuff. Grand Soil, if you use Earth monsters, and Madolche and Girgia, they are Earth. Some of the Chronomalies are as well, so that's a thing. Also, this deck has Xyz. This set has Xyz monsters. The previous sets didn't, because they didn't exist. They might have had like 1 or 2 fusions or something like that, but in terms of extra deck, this is probably what's going to fill most of it. And the thing is, there's not a lot of generic ones. There's a generic level 3, but then you do need to play level 3s, and maybe you decide to not to do that. This is the level 5 one. Level 10, and level 6. There's no generic level 4s. Excalibur, yeah, but then you need warriors. There weren't that many warriors so far. Giganta X, machines. Now, with Chronomaly Golden Jet and Gigas, maybe you can do that. Elverdy, you do need Earths. So maybe with Giga with Madolche you might add it, but if you don't play them, you're probably not going to use them. Soul Silver Mountain, once again level 3s, just like Crystal Chrononaut, but then they need to be Earth. Alchemic Magician, for spellcasters. Maybe with the spellbooks you can do that. But there at least are some Xyz options and therefore extra deck options in this set. Let's see what other things really stand out. Let's see some of the supporters. Compulsory escape device, but there's no real things like Wind of Rabbit, Evilstorm, Thunderbird that really goes well with it. Void Trapple, Soul Drain might be useful. Soul Drain against Madolche. Void Trapple to stop some of the Xyz monsters that might be summoned here. That could be a nice counter to them. Let's see. There's Chronomaly Atlantis here for level 6 plays, but you probably don't really have them a lot. The Hunders, the initial 3 Hunders, Sis Hunter, Ma Hunter, Pa Hunter are in here. You could use that as a little engine in your deck. And number 91 Thunder Spark Dragon is in here, which is the only generic level 4 Xyz. The problem maybe is it requires 3 level 4 monsters. And getting 3 on the field with limited combos might still be hard to get this one out, but it's still cool if you could. So I expect every deck to run Thunder Spark Dragon. Out of the starter and structure decks, we are using Starter Deck 2006. This includes just some general normal monsters here. You do have some of the warriors that you might want to use for Excalibur, Digrapher, Darkblade, Zera. Few elemental heroes in here. Scale Angel for draws, but you maybe not want to use that. Spirit Dragon for piercing. Trojan Horse. Not sure if there's a level 7 plus Earth in the sets available. Mirage Dragon might be really useful for stopping the opponent from using traps. Heavy Storm, Perimeter Burial in here, but they're forbidden, and that's the same. The forbidden limited list in these tournaments is the same as in regular Yu-Gi-Oh! But if we feel that in a certain set, one or more of the cards are very powerful or maybe overpowered in this format, like in the combination of sets that we have available, then we are allowed to add that to the Forbidden Limited list. But we have to discuss that before the tournament starts. If there's no change to the Forbidden Limited list before the tournament starts, then we're just playing with the standard one. Brain Control could help with the Xyz plays. Reinforcements to do something if the opponent attacks into you with just a bit more attack. Sakuretsu Armor for destruction. Magic Cylinder for negation and effect damage. Dust Tornado is, I think, the only proper spell and trap removal. So maybe a lot of decks, especially if you are really weak to certain spells and traps that are available in the sets, then you need Dust Tornado for survival. Compulse again, but we've already seen that. So that's started 2006, and then finally out of the subsets we have Turbo Pack Booster 2 from the 5Ds era, but I don't think there's any synchros in this. There's Gladiator Beast Heraklinos, there's no Gladiator Beast in here, so you can't really use that. I think the main, some of the main things that are in are Gravekeeper, Assailant, Spear Soldier, Cannon Holder, Commandant, and Necro Valley. Side deck card Necro Valley is available. Also, Gravekeeper's Commandant. I think that was in, was it Force of the Breaker as well, but now it's in here too. Necro Valley can be searched for, and you could actually use the Gravekeepers as an engine because of that. Have 3 Commandants, have 3 Necro Valley. Commandant can search for Necro Valley if you see Commandant first, and then have some of the others, your Assailants or Spear Soldiers. That could just be an engine in your deck. And then Anti-Spell Fragrance might be a nice card. Maybe Foolish Burial to set up Chaos plays. Magical Dimension if you're playing Prophecy with spellbooks. My body has a shield to protect from things like Smashing Ground, Sakuretsu Armor. And then Light and Shadow Imprisoning Mirror could be pretty nice, because as we did see, there's Chaos stuff in the very first set, in Invasion of Chaos, which includes light and dark effects. The Brave Wanderer has a pretty nice effect, and it's a light monster, so then Light Imprisoning Mirror could stop that. So I expect quite a few Light Imprisoning and Shadow Imprisoning Mirrors in the side decks. That's about it for this introduction. Once again, if you would like to join these tournaments, then please let me know. Or you really don't really even need to let me know. Just go to the description, click on the link, and you'll be taken immediately to our Discord server. I should note, every tournament has different sets of cards available. So this tournament we're playing with the 5 sets that I showed this time in this video. In the next tournament we'll be playing with other ones. And potentially then I'll make the introduction video like this where I show all the sets before the tournament starts. I don't know yet. I'll see you then. But we'll have different sets each time. I have most of the sets for this tournament number 2 already decided, but I won't be revealing that until I open registration for that tournament, which will be a while after the first one. Well, a little while, I guess. No, probably not too long. Starting either later today or tomorrow, I will be uploading my tournament matches. As I said, I've already had 4 out of the 5 tournament matches for me in this tournament, and I want to show you my perspective of my tournament, what I decided to go with in terms of cards, the decisions that I made, and I think it'll be really interesting to see matches, because they're all match duels, in this very interesting format. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully I'll see a good amount of you in the Discord server, and if you decide not to join, I hope to see you in the next video. Goodbye.